Hey guys, so I browsed the Psionics forum for a while. It's called the Psion Guild. If you don't know what a Psionics is, it's actually a crazy topic about telekinesis, any other paranormal activity or paranormal, well, that's a movie, paranormal abilities that people claim they have. And I used to claim that I have them too, and it was sort of an ignorance a few years. But what's really funny is how, just watching these people argue out their ignorant beliefs, especially watching them argue about their beliefs without any sort of evidence to back any of them up. So, I'm on this forum, the Psionics Guild forum that I joined to advertise my YouTube videos, pretty much. And I came across this topic about birth switches, and I'm on it right now. I just flipped through all 12 pages of it. So it's a pretty popular topic that they're talking about. So the question is, so what birth switch are you? Now, I'm not sure exactly what a birth switch is. It seems like they're talking about some sort of family, I guess they're born into, that they probably switched into. I don't know. So this one says, right, he says, given what I know of my own energy system and my side tendencies, it's looking likely that I'm a synchronizer. I haven't actually gotten anyone to scan me to confirm this, but it seems likely to me. Now, what's funny about this is that, they have this idea of scanning, and there's like scanning people for energies and scanning people for abilities. They have like little mind competitions. And what they really do to scan people is they put their hand in front of someone else, someone who they're trying to scan, and then they somehow feel for their energies. I know the sort of feeling, I guess, because, well, it's not a supernatural ability, it's really actually a sort of imagination. Now, we can imagine pictures, we can imagine, just stories in our heads. We can also imagine feelings. And so you can try this, actually, if you touch your hand. Now, if you keep doing that, and you imagine the feeling of the touch, sooner or later you'll be able to feel the touch without actually touching your hand. Now, that's only because you're imagining the touch of the hand. They take these sort of touches, because these touch feels really weird. And if they intended to feel weird, if they intended to feel fuzzy and energetic, then it will feel energetic, and then they mistaken it for energy. Let's see, then some next, I'll just go around maybe for another 10 or so minutes and just read all these comments. This one says, I am a partial. I don't know what a partial is, so I don't know. Screw this. This person says, mindless invalid says, only one person has scanned me, but they said I was a phoenix. Though I'm gonna wait on that until I get a few more people to scan me. It could be just a very powerful I don't know. Another thing I've noticed is how they keep saying they don't know what's going on yet. They believe something so invalid. Someone says he's a phoenix, so he's gonna. That's one good thing that I like about them is that they sort of admit that they have no clue what's going on, just like religious people. And despite that, they wouldn't make excuses for it. This person says, no, these are too boring. Let's go to page 2. Most of you are partial, statistically speaking. I don't know where he gets the statistics from, but it seems like he just pulled it out of his ass, and his name is Winged Wolf, who has 5,756 posts. Now, let's look here. The person says Phoenix. The person says partial. One person says non. One person says phase switcher. Don't know what a phase switcher is. Let's skip to page 11. Let's see. There's grammar, or no, there's dragon. This guy is posting some crazy stuff. This is mindless invalid again. He says, simply put, any broad generalized statement that says something is impossible or a lie is obviously a lie and of itself. Ooh, some circular logic right there. Um, okay, so this guy, Winged Wolf again, makes the dumb comment, Nons can sometimes passively sense energy. Passively, meaning that they don't know they're sensing energy, but they are. That's like the idea of, we don't know God exists, but he exists. Sort of argument like that. Let's look for some more. Oh my gosh, there's more than 12 pages. There's over 22 pages. Let's go to the last page. This one says, I'm partial. I am 99.999999% sure I'm a non. A lot of certainty in that one. This one says, I predominantly have telepathic and psychokinetic abilities. Those are my two strongest abilities. Let's see. So another one says I'm a partial. Anyways, so these people are just so deluded. They just come up with these categories. It's like a horoscope. They sort of just put themselves in these categories. They believe they have psychokinetic abilities. They believe they can read minds, and it's really like reading horoscopes. Actually, I mean, when you're reading, when what they do is they have these pinwheels. They're called psi wheels, and I've made them before. And so what they do is they put a needle through an eraser, stick on the psi wheel, and the psi wheel will turn. And depending on, well, usually what convinces them is the direction of which it turns. They intend the psi wheel to go left, and it turns left half of the time. And if they intend the psi wheel to turn right or clockwise, and it turns right, like half of the time. Or when it's just when it starts turning right, they just suddenly decide that they want to turn right, and suddenly when it turns left, they decide it's going to turn left. So it makes it feel like to them that it's actually them moving it, or just the wind. And because the wind, I mean, and it's a psi wheel, it's unbalanced on a needle. It takes very little friction to move something like this, so it's going to move. And in many other cases I've seen in their experiments, their setup is so flawed they would have plastic containers over the psi wheel, so when they move their hands, the psi wheel moves along with it because it conducts a static field. And the excuse they make for that is that, you know, why they have to use their hands. They have to use their hands because they say they channel their energy when it's actually the hand disrupting the electric field, causing them to move. But who knows? Maybe they might get out of this delusion soon. I was actually really interested in this stuff a few years ago. I think it was back in 10th grade. I wanted to do this telekinesis stuff, and that was also back then when I was just new to science. I was new to how the world worked empirically, so I fell for this stuff easily. It's kind of hard. It's kind of weird looking back at it and laughing at these people. Just like, I guess maybe like James Randi would laugh at the other people. Interesting feeling. So I suggest checking this site out. It's called psionicsguild.org, and you might get a good Sunday night laugh at it. And it's 4:33 a.m. and I haven't slept, so I'm gonna go